Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Noon with Nathalie. This is a special edition. I'm really excited to be here with Magalie Seabrooke. She is an RESP specialist. That means she helps parents save money so that their children can go to school worry-free. And she's here really to answer some of the really important questions parents are asking right now. So welcome back, Magalie.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, first things first, I know that this was one thing that we did with our daughter right away. I think she'd just been born. We set up our RESP. So RESP, why should we be setting it up?
Honestly, there is $10,800 from the government available.
I thought you were going to say 10,800 reasons.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's 10,800 reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free money. Who doesn't like free money? Because
Yeah.
that's what it is. This is the one-time chance where the government's giving us access to money that we can invest in our children.
Absolutely.
Never before.
So I went with a specific company. That was my choice right from the beginning. My husband knew the product. That's the one he wanted to choose. How do we know which one to choose?
That's a tough question. That's the question that people often go to Facebook for.
Yeah.
And it's tough because what works for one family may not work for another family.
Okay.
And it breaks my heart when people choose the wrong product, because you know what? They're not going to know the difference until their kid's 17 years old.
Oh, well,
and then all of the I should have, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have, that happens. And it breaks my heart. I've been doing this for 18 years. I hate when people get to the end with the wrong company.
Yeah. And I think it boils down to like a great analogy that when you're in business for yourself, like we are, when you can't serve your client the best way you can, you refer them to somebody who can.
100%.
And I think this is where it gets lost sometimes, that we get so wrapped up in our businesses and wanting to do and be the one that we forget what's most important is what do you do for the client? What's best for the client?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to demystify a little bit what's going on out there, the conversations that are happening. First of all, what happens if your child doesn't go to school? They're like, Mom, Dad, I'm done. What happens to that money that you've been saving for 17 years?
Well, what's worse is that child will have to be your dependent forever after.
Oh, great.
No, I'm just
something to look forward to.
No, but honestly, the federal government has put in so many flexible opportunities for parents to either roll over the income into their RSPs or to transfer it to another child. So there's no reason today where parents should be losing money out of the RESP. It's not like how it was 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So the money is basically we're saving, but we're never going to lose it.
No, you're never going to lose what you put in. Well, depending on where you save. Right? So we'll go through that, but what you put in, you shouldn't lose. The income that is generated should never be lost. The one thing that's iffy is if your child's not going to school and you're not transferring it to another sibling, that government grant, going back to the government, they don't ever lose.
Yeah. Well, we know that. I guess one of the big questions I got to ask, what about the fees?
Oh my gosh.
Where do we start?
First of all, the one thing that I have to say is, why would there not be fees? In financial products, there is always fees, whether they are hidden, whether they are put in the investment, or whether they are upfront. So you pick the person you're going to work with based on their honesty and their integrity, honestly. I've been doing this for 18 years. I'm upfront right away with my clients. This is what it's going to cost. This is what happens if you don't follow through. This is what happens if you need to borrow. There's so many ifs, like we're talking about possibly 17 years of a child's life.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are fees, and they can be either in percentages, they can be fixed, some are refunded, but always ask. You need to ask, and you need to know what it can amount to. Because whatever you're paying, you're not keeping.
Yeah, and what if, I mean, it's happened to us. Let's be pretty transparent. A couple of tough months. Can we put the payment on hold? Is that doable?
Always. Now, based on certain plans.
Yeah.
There are plans, you got to read the fine print.
Okay.
There's one company out there that you're actually signing a contract, and that contract means that you must see it to the end. So if you need to skip a month with this company, you've got to put it back. You got to put that month back in 2 months later.
Okay.
So you have to read the fine print. Ask the person you're meeting with, because life will happen. Take this year. The month of March, all I did is help people put their plans on hold. Why?
Yeah.
It was COVID.
Yeah.
So you need to be accessible. You need to want to work with your rep. It's 17 years.
So you work with a company that specializes in RESPs, but there are other institutions out there that also provide the RESP, like banks or insurance companies. Yes. Can you give us kind of a breakdown of what the difference is between all of them?
Yes. So that's a great question. And this is where it depends on who you are and what you want to do. There's not one's better for one person based on who they are. There's no one shoe fits all. Bank plans are there for people who, want to be in full control of their own investment and usually want to risk, right? It's very rare that I see someone investing at a bank who's not doing mutual funds or even ETFs, right? So that's usually going to be the more self-directed people, because they have tons of time on their hands or they want to be doing this every single day. So that's where I would say, you know what, you're better off at the bank. You'll have more access to your own funds. You'll be able to play with it yourself. And if you're willing to take on that risk, go for it. Yeah. Now, the company that I work with isn't allowed to take any risk. So we protect 100%. And our job is really, the way I see it is, I'm going to be with you from the beginning to the end. It's my job to make sure that we get to your goal. So I take it very seriously. And then there's the insurance companies. This is where it can get tricky. Often you are signing a contract, and it's not an RESP contract. It's usually an insurance contract. So you got to look at, can I back out of it? How long do I have to back out of it? Because what if I made the wrong decision? Yeah. That's super important. And because you're signing a contract, what does it really mean? Contracts, when it comes to RESPs, can be tricky. Okay. Well, there's not one that's better for everyone. You have to pick what works for you. Okay, good to know. Yeah. What is, like, can you share one of your great stories? Like, what is one of those stories that stands out for you when you think of an RESP success story? Oh, well, I've been doing it for 18 years. So now I'm at the point where a lot of my clients are recuperating their money and their kids are going to CJEP. And I had a great time this summer just being there for those people. And my daughter started CJEP, so we went through cashing out at the same time. I did it online just to prove to everyone else that I could do it. But yeah, it's nice to go full circle. I've done a lot of transfers in the past. I will never do a transfer if someone's going to lose money. I can't live with myself when people lose money. Well, I'm not that type of person who likes to take risk. It's kids. There's not that much time before they go to post-secondary. Although in our world, Adele's only 7, so it feels like forever for you. Yeah. But in the investment world, it's not long. No, not at all. No, I can barely believe that it's been 7 years already. And I know that, this is not something that I had when I was growing up. So I took on a lot of debt for college and university. I'm happy that I paid it all off. But yeah, thank you. It took some time, but I did it. But the idea, though, that this service is out there for parents, and I think another great question would be, how much do you have to pay every month? Is it a big amount, a small amount? How much? What's the minimum or maximum? There are none. There are no minimums. I've met people who save $10 per child because that's what they can do. Yeah. And you know what? We have extra money for those people. The
Okay.
government has learning bonds and extra grants for them. So they're able to get more on their dollar than, let's say, someone who's going to maximize at $2,500 a year.
Okay.
Right? The family who's able to save that $2,500 every single year to collect all the grants, they're a bit more well off than the $10 a month family. So it's only fair that we help out the $10 family a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
Now we want to give those kids equal access to the government money. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, we should be penalized because of any socioeconomic situations. I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. So is there anything else, like one last thing you want to share? Tips, tricks?
Don't wait. Don't wait. Meet and do your homework. Talk to everybody. Do not ever listen to one person telling you how it is for other companies, because we aren't all licensed with other companies.
Yeah.
So I give you my input on what it is elsewhere, because you need that input. You're making a decision for your child's future. And I would never want to take someone on as a client knowing that it's not the right plan for them.
Yeah.
That's why it's great to surround yourself with other people to refer to.
Absolutely. Well, good on you for demystifying today with me, because I think it's an important conversation to have with everything that's going on in the world. We're sort of being pulled from every side, and it's really hard sometimes to just listen. And I think I'm going to jump in here and give a little bit of advice. I think you also, as a mom, as a parent, you have to listen to your heart. What feels right? What feels good? And that's also what you have to go with. So don't wait, and make sure that you listen to your heart, follow your heart when it comes to RESPs, because 17 years down the line, you will be grateful that you have that money. Your child will be grateful as well. They will be able to get that education that they so well deserve.
Absolutely.
Magalie Seabrooke, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Last minute noon with Nathalie. I love it. For those of you who don't know me, though, my name is Nathalie Mayotte. I own Master Your Authentic Voice. I'm a speaking and presentation skills coach, and I really created Noon with Nathalie to host people like Magalie who are passionate about what they do and share their skill set with the world. So have an incredible day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.